Good morning children, I am Poonam Bagga and we are studying chapter 2 whole numbers. In our previous class we had learnt about what are natural numbers, what are whole numbers, their successors and predecessors, then what is a number line and how to add, subtract or multiply numbers on a number line. Today on the basis of those discussions we will be doing exercise 2.1. Here is the first question for you. Write the next three natural numbers after 10,999. Here we have been given this number and we have to find the next three numbers. We know that the difference between any two consecutive numbers is 1. So to find the next number, we need to add 1 to its units place. Let us add 1. We have 10,999 plus 1. It will be 9 plus 1, 10, 1 carried, again 10, 1 carried, again 10, 1, 1, 11,000. This is the number just next to 10,999. Then again to find the next number, we need to add 1 to its units place. We will get 11,001. Then to find its next number, again we need to add 1. It will be 11,002. So we can easily write the answer. The next three natural numbers after 10,999 are: the first one is 11,000, then 11,001 and 11,002. So this is your first answer. We move on to second question. Write the three whole numbers occurring just before 10,001. Now we need to find the numbers coming just before this given number. To find it, now we need to subtract 1. To find the number coming next to it, we add 1, and to find the number coming just before it, the given number, we subtract 1. Let us do so. We have 10,001, subtract 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, then we have these zeros, it is 10,000. Now again to find the number just before this 10,000, we again need to subtract 1 from its units place. Subtract 1, what do we have? This will become 10, this 9, again 9, 9 and this will turn into 0. 10 minus 1 is 9, 9, 9 and 9. This is 9,999. Now again we need to find a number just before it because we are asked three numbers. So again we need to subtract 1 from it. It will be 8 and then these 9s. 9,998. Now we can easily write the answer. The three whole numbers occurring just before 10,001 are: first one is 10,000, then 9,999 and 9,998. So we have these three numbers occurring just before 10,001. This is the solution. We move on to question number 3. Which is the smallest whole number? This is very easy. You know that the set of whole numbers is denoted by capital W and it is started from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. The numbers keep on going endlessly. Now, which is the smallest whole number? Clearly, this 0 is the smallest whole number because this system is starting from 0. So we can say the smallest whole number is 0. Okay. Then question number 4. How many whole numbers are there between 32 and 53? Let us write the numbers that lie between 32 and 53. So we write the whole numbers between 32 and 53 are. We will start from 33 because these two numbers won't be included. We will take the numbers between these given numbers. So we will start from 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, then 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, then 47, 48, 49, 50, two more are left, 51 and 52. Now let us count how many are these numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there are 20 numbers lying between 32 and 53. Let us write it. There are 20 numbers lying between 32 and 53. Now, this is the solution, but this is a very lengthy method. In this, we are writing the numbers first lying between the given two numbers and then we are counting them. This is very lengthy. There is one more method which is a shorter one and an accurate one. What is it? We can subtract 32 from 53. Let us subtract 53 minus 32. It will be 21. But the numbers are 20. We just now counted. Then which number is this extra one? 21st number. Which is it? It is the 53rd number, this one. If I write the numbers 1, 2, 3, taking up to 32, 33, and now if I subtract these 32 numbers from 53, these numbers will be subtracted out and we will be left up with these remaining numbers. But here this 53 is included in it. Therefore, we are getting a count of 21. We need to remove this 53 also. So, we need to remove one number from it. Now, we will get the number which is the answer, the number or the counting of numbers lying between 32 and 53. Here we can derive one result, one formula, which is it? Count of numbers between two given numbers this is equal to the greater number minus the smaller number and minus 1. Why we are subtracting 1 here? Because this 53 was included, we need to remove it also from the counting. So, we are subtracting 1, its count from the subtraction result we are getting in this way. Let us apply here. 53 is the greater number, minus 32 is the smaller one and then minus 1. This is 53 minus 32 is 21. We just now subtracted here. Minus 1, it gives us 20 numbers between 32 and 53. Now suppose you are given some big numbers, then it will be difficult for you to first write down all the numbers and then count. Suppose I give one example. We have two numbers 112 and 197. Okay, 112 and 197. We need to find the numbers lying between these two given numbers. Then it will be difficult to write down all the numbers and then count them. So what we can do is subtract these two numbers. 7 minus 2 is 5, 85, and then further subtract 1. You will get 84. So 84 numbers lie between 112 and 197. So now without writing the numbers, we have easily found the count of numbers lying between these two given numbers. Similarly, you can take up your own numbers and find the numbers or counting of numbers lying between those given numbers. I hope it is clear to you. We move on to the next question. Write the successor of, here we have been given this number. First identify this number. Let us mark the commas in between. It's ones, tens, hundreds, a comma, 1000, 10,000, another comma, lakh, 10 lakh. So it is 24,40,701. We now need to write its successor. To find the successor, we simply add 1 to its units place. We will add 1 here. What will we get? It will only be changed. It will become 2 and the remaining digits will be same. So we can write it 24,40,702 is the successor of this given number. It's very easy, simply add 1. Then this next one, again we need to find its successor. It is 1,199. Putting in the commas, it is 1,199, and now add 1 to it. What do we get? 10, 10, 2, 0, 0, 1. So we are getting 1,200,000. We can write it here. 1,200,000 is the successor. What we see is whenever there is a 9 at units place, tens place, then all those digits are changed. Here there was no 9, so only the units place was changed. It became 2 in place of 1. But whenever there are 9s, then all those 9s are changed. You can see 199, the 3 digits have changed to 200 here. We take up more question. Again there are so many 9s, so they all will be changed. To find the successor, we will add 1 to it. 9 plus 1 is 10, 1 carried, again 10, 1 carried, again 10, 1 carried, 10 and 1 carried, 10 and 1 carried. It is this one. Let us mark the commas. It's ones, tens, hundreds, comma, 1,000, 10,000, then lakh, 10 lakh. So it is 10,99,999, and its successor is, again mark the commas, it's 11 lakh. So you can see all these 9s have now changed and its successor is 11 lakh. Simply add 1. We have this number, again we will add 1, and because there is no 9, so simply its units place will be changed. It will be first let us mark the commas. It's 23,45,670. Here again 23,45,671 is the successor of this given number. It is very easy. I hope it is clear to you. We move on to question number 6. Write the predecessor. Now we need to find the predecessor, means the number coming just before the given number. So we have 94, and clearly what comes before 94? Yes, it's 93. So predecessor of 94 is 93. How do we get it? Simply subtract 1 from 94, you will get 93. Then predecessor of 10,000. Let us subtract 1. What do we get? It will become 10, it will be reduced to 9, again 9, again 9 and 0. It is 9, 9, 9 and 9. So, we have the predecessor of 10,000 as 9,999. Then next one, we have to find its predecessor. Again we will subtract 1 from it. It is 10, it will become 8. What is this number? This is 2,08,090, and what we are getting now is 2,08,089. 2,08,089. You can clearly see that the predecessor of 90 is 89, and that we are getting at the end. Then we have this number, again we need to find its predecessor. So, simply subtract 1 from its units place. It will turn into 0 and the remaining digits will remain as they are. It is 76,54,321, and the answer that we are getting is 76,54,320. This is the predecessor of this given number. We move on to question number 7. In each of the following pairs of numbers, state which whole number is on the left of the other number on the number line. This is a question based on number line. Also write them with the appropriate sign. This is greater than or smaller than between them. This is the first one. We are having two numbers, 530 and 503. First we need to compare them, that which number is greater and which is smaller. You had learnt this in your first chapter. Here you can see the hundreds place is same in both the numbers. So, from this we cannot judge that which number is greater and which is smaller. We move on to the tens place. It is 3 here and it is 0. Now, 3 is greater than 0. So, this means that 530 is greater than 503. And this open mouth, bigger mouth opens towards the bigger number. Okay, this is the bigger number, and so the mouth is bigger towards its side, and towards the smaller number the mouth is small. It is just a trick to remember it. Okay. So, 530 is greater than 503. Now, coming back to the number line, just recall that in a number line we used to have the numbers from left to right in the increasing order. Just recall, let us draw one number line. We have this number line with us. Let us mark the numbers on it. We started from 0, 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, 5 and so on. What do we see? That at the left hand corner the numbers are smaller, and to the right as we move on the numbers increase. They are in the increasing order. So, now when we compare these two numbers, the number which is smaller will lie to the left of the number which is greater. Clearly on the number line, somewhere in between, 503 will come first, and moving on 530 will come somewhere later on the number line. So, we say that hence 503 is on the left of 530 on the number line. This means that the number which is smaller will be to the left on the number line than compared to the number which is greater. Of these two numbers, we are talking about these two numbers. I hope it is clear that 503 is smaller, so it will lie to the left, and 530 is greater, so it will lie on the right side of the number line relative to each other. We take up more questions of this type. Again 370 and 307, we need to judge that which number is greater. You can see that the hundreds place is same, but the tens place it's 7 and it's 0. So, clearly this is greater. Open the mouth towards the greater number. This is greater 370, and because 370 is greater, so as we draw the number line, you can easily judge that the smaller number will lie to the left and the greater number will lie to the right. We will be having many more numbers in between. It is just giving you a visual clue that which one will be to the left and which will be on the right. Remember that as we move on from left to right, the numbers are increasing in their order. So, we have which number will be on the left? Clearly 307 is on the left of 370 on the number line. Okay. We take up two more such cases. We have these two numbers. Again we need to judge that which number is greater. Let us count the number of digits in both. It is 5-digit number, this one, and this one again is a 5-digit number. So, let us move on to the first digit here. Clearly this is greater, 9 is greater than 5, and so we can say that 98,765 is greater than 56,789. Now, which number will be to its left and which one will be to its right? Obviously or clearly, the number which is smaller will be to the left, which is 56,789. This is the smaller one. It will be on the left of this number, greater number, 98,765. I hope it is clear. Next we have these two numbers. Again, let us first count the number of digits in these two numbers. On counting, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is a 7-digit number, and this is, on counting we find that it is an 8-digit number. So, clearly this will be greater because the more the number of digits, the greater is the number. This is 1,23,001 and this is 98,30,415. Now, the question arises that which number will lie on the left side of the number line and which will lie on the right side. Clearly we know that the smaller number lies on the left side and the greater number lies on the right side, because when we move from left to right on a number line, the numbers are written in increasing order. So, which will lie on the left side? The smaller one, which is 98,30,415. This will lie on the left side of this greater number, which is 1,23,001. So, I hope this is clear to you. Next we have question 8. Which of the following statements are true and which are false? Here we have been given some statements. We have to examine whether they are true or false. The first one is 0 is the smallest natural number. We know that the set of natural numbers denoted by capital N, it starts from 1 and it goes on till infinity, endlessly. So, which is the smallest natural number? Is it 0? No, it is 1. So, this is a false statement. False, because 1 is the smallest natural number. Then 400 is the predecessor of 399. How do we find the predecessor? We simply subtract 1 from it. Let us subtract 1 from 399. What do we get? It's 398. So, is 400 the predecessor? No, again it is a false statement. We write it false because the predecessor of 399 is 398. In fact, 400 is the successor of 399. If we add 1 to this number 399, then we will get 400. Then we have 0 is the smallest whole number. Let us write the set of whole numbers. It starts from 0 and you can clearly see that yes, 0 is the smallest whole number. So, it is a true statement. Okay, we move on to next one. 600 is the successor of 599. How do we find the successor? We simply add 1 to it. Let us add 1 to this 599. It will give you 600. Yes, simply by counting also you know that after 599 we get 600. So, if you can write it directly, then no need to show this addition part. It is a true statement. Then all natural numbers are whole numbers. Let us write down the two sets of numbers. It starts from 1, natural numbers, and the whole numbers start from 0. So, are all the natural numbers also whole numbers? Clearly yes. These all numbers in the set of whole numbers, they are natural numbers. Clearly these all are in the set of whole numbers also. So, we can say that yes, all natural numbers are whole numbers. So, it is again a true statement. Then all whole numbers are natural numbers. Is it the case? No, because this particular whole number 0, this is not a natural number. So, we can say that this is a false statement. Why? Because 0 is a whole number which is not a natural number. Clear to you? Next we have some more statements. The predecessor of a 2-digit number is never a single digit number. Let us take the 2 digits numbers. They start from 10 and end at 99. 2-digit numbers start from 10, then 11, 12 and they keep on going, then we reach 98, 99. Now we are talking about their predecessor. Clearly let us take the predecessors. The predecessor of 10, subtract 1 from it, it will be 9 and it is coming out to be a single digit number. And what this statement is saying, that the predecessor of a 2-digit number is never a single digit number, but we are getting a single digit predecessor. So, this means that this statement is wrong. Surely all these remaining numbers will have their predecessors in 2 digits, but this particular number 10, it is having a predecessor in single digit only. So, this statement is false because the predecessor of 10 is 9, a single digit number. Okay. Then 1 is the smallest whole number. Is it the case? No, we just now discussed that 0 is the smallest whole number. So, this is again a false statement because 0 is the smallest whole number. Then the next one, the natural number 1 has no predecessor. Now we just discussed that we get the predecessor by subtracting 1 from it, and if we subtract 1 from 1 we are left up with 0. So we know that 0 is the predecessor of 1, but in case of natural numbers we don't have 0 in it. The natural numbers start from 1 itself. So in case of natural numbers we don't have any predecessor of 1. So this is a true statement. Why true? Because the predecessor of one is 0, but 0 is not a natural number. So when we consider 1 as a natural number, then it does not have any predecessor, but when we consider it to be a whole number, then its predecessor is 0. Next we have the whole number 1 has no predecessor. Is it true? Let us write the set of whole numbers. We just now discussed it. Now we have 0 also in the set of whole numbers. So the whole number 1 has a predecessor 0 here. So it is a false statement. Because 0 is the predecessor of 1. Clear to you? When we were taking it up to be a natural number, then it did not have any predecessor, but now we are considering it to be a whole number, and so it has a predecessor which is 0. Then the whole number 13 lies between 11 and 12. Let us write the three numbers. It is 11, 12 and 13. Now is this 13 coming in between the two given numbers? Obviously not. So it is a false statement. Okay. Then we have the whole number 0 has no predecessor. Now we just now discussed about the predecessor of 1. Now we are taking up 0. We write the set of whole numbers 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. What do we see is the smallest whole number is 0, and so it does not have any predecessor in the case of whole numbers. However, there is a predecessor of 0 which is -1, and it is called an integer. It is not a whole number. So we can say that true. 0 has no predecessor when it is taken up to be a whole number. We can write it further, because the predecessor of 0 is -1, but it is not a whole number. So we can say that the statement is true. Then we have the last one. The successor of a 2-digit number is always a 2-digit number. Again, let us consider the 2-digit numbers. They start from 10 and then end at 99. Now we are talking about their successors. How do we get a successor? By adding 1. So if we add 1 to it, you will get 11. Yes, it is a 2-digit number. Consider this one. If we add 1, what do we get? We are getting a 3-digit number. So we have one number in which case the successor is not a 2-digit number. In fact, it is a 3-digit number. So we cannot say that always a 2-digit number has a successor of 2-digit numbers only. There is one case when it is a 3-digit number. So, we can say it is a false statement because the successor of 99 is 100. With this, your exercise 2.1 is complete. I hope it is very much clear to you. In our next class, we will be taking up the properties of whole numbers. Thank you.